Okay, so in previous session we have discussed about cross apply and outer apply, derived tables and common table expressions. So now we will discuss about indexes. So what is mean by index? What is the purpose of index? We will discuss, and what are the different types of index. So we will discuss in this session. First of all, why it is required means, for example, if you write one query like select star from EMP where department number equal to 30, then internally what happens means that control goes to each and every record and they will check whether that record belongs to department number 30 or not. Okay, so that is the internal process, that is called table scan. Okay, so here we have 14 records. So for 14 records or hundreds of records and thousands of records up to 1 lakh records, we don't have any problem. Why? Because it likes very small amount of data. Okay, so but coming to the crores of data, it will take more time if you do table scan. Okay, so if you create index, then what will happen means that row address of that records that will be stored in index, so that whenever you write this query, immediately it will go to that index page and get the row addresses of each and specified records and produces that result. Okay, so index means it will capture, if you create one index on the column, then it will capture that row addresses of that records in index pages, so that whenever we write that query based on the some column name, suppose if that column name has index, then immediately goes to that row index page and get the row addresses of specified records and displays that particular records. Okay, so that is the purpose of indexes. Okay, so here we have two types of indexes: clustered index, just like telephone directory. Okay, so if you see the telephone directory, so suppose if you want to find the mobile phone number of Ram, then immediately we will go to letter starts with R. Okay, that is physical order representation. Okay, same like that. If you create clustered index on column, then the table number of records exist in that table that should be represented in sequence number, alphabetical order. Okay, and here we can have only one clustered index. If you create primary key, then automatically clustered index will be created. Okay, that means clustered, if you create clustered index, that is nothing but primary key. Suppose if here we can't create the clustered index on department number column. Why? Because it has duplicates. We can create the cluster index on employee number. Why? Because it has no duplicates. Like that. Once you create the cluster index, then duplicate values will not be allowed. So primary index, if you create primary key on a particular column, cluster index will be created automatically. Okay. Next, non-clustered index. Okay, so it is just like textbook. So in textbooks also we have index page. So based upon the index page also we can go for that particular topic. Why? Because that index means the topic name. So I am telling about the textbook index. So in textbook index we have topic name along with page number. Okay, so if you want to go to particular page, particular topic, then immediately you can go for index and then you can search by name and get the page number and then we can go for that page number so that we can get the related topic data. Similarly, non-cluster index also same. Okay, if you create index on some column name, then some index pages. So in index pages, that column required pages will be created. I mean, list of row addresses will be created. So by using that row addresses, we can get the data quickly. Okay. So here in textbook itself, index pages also will occupy some space. Like that, if you create non-clustered index, it will occupy additional space also. Okay. So here these are the differences between clustered and non-clustered index. So only, as I said, only one cluster index per table, and clustered index will be faster than non-clustered index. Why means? So clustered index represents physical order of data in a table. Okay, and clustered index determines the storage order of rows. Okay, and cluster index does not require additional disk space like non-cluster index require some memory space, which will have pointers to the storage location, just like row addresses. Okay, and one more index is unique index. So as I said that primary key creates non-cluster. If you create primary key, then cluster index will be created automatically. Like that, unique constraint, if you create unique constraint, then unique non-cluster index will be created automatically. Okay, once you create unique constraint, then it will not allow duplicate values. Like that, once you create unique index, it will not also allow duplicate values. If the duplicate values will be exist in columns, then we can't create unique key on that particular column. Like we can't create department unique key on the department number column. Okay. So this is about indexes. Okay. So now we will look into this practically. So how do you create index and all those things we will discuss. So first of all, go to the employee table design, and here we don't have any primary key, so I am setting primary key. Okay, so primary key means that cluster index will be created. Okay. So if you want to insert into employee, I am trying to insert duplicate employee number like 7369, then okay, we can't able to insert it. Next index is non-clustered index. Non-clustered index means I want to create non-clustered index. So observe this, how to create the non-clustered index. So here click on this, and department number ascending, and here index type is index. Okay, so here you can give like department number. Okay, so this is the way to create non-clustered index. So third one is unique index. Unique index means I want to create unique index on let me try. See, I am going to create unique index on employee name. Okay, so here index is there, is unique, yes, and unique key, close and save it. So it allows. Why? Because unique here employee name does not have duplicates. For example, if you want to insert duplicate values with sorry, here 8 unique key violation. Okay, so and next one, I want to create unique key on one more column, one more key. Here I want to create unique key on department number. See, it will display error. Why? Because department number has duplicate values. Okay. So next, see, one important point I want to discuss, like if you have, see here, I can create the index in tool approach. Okay, suppose if you have number of records, crores of records, then it is not possible. Sometimes it is not possible to create non-clustered index on that table. Okay, in that case, go through the query non-clustered index ix and employee table and department number. This is the index name and on which table, emp within the brackets column name. It is already created. I am taking like e name. This is also created. Yeah, okay. Okay, so this is the query to create index. And see, suppose be careful of creating non-cluster index on transaction tables. That means, for example, one table is having crores of data. Okay, that too, for each and every 5 seconds or 1 seconds, some data is coming and inserted into the table. Okay, in that case, if you create that non-cluster index on that table, then immediately the transactional data will be stopped to insert into that table. Okay, so in that case, index will not be created and then transactional data will not be inserted into the table. So just system is hanging. System will hang. Okay. So be careful of while creating indexes on transactional table. So generally we used to create indexes on columns, that column used in where condition. For example, if I write some select query, select star from where ename equal to Smith. Okay, so here I have written this query. So immediately I will create index on this column. Okay, so that is so initially if you create that indexes, then it will not create any problem. Why? Because at initial stage we will have small number of records. Going forward we may get crores of records. So in that cases, while creating the indexes, it will create some problems. Okay, so disadvantages means it occupies more space. I mean it occupies some space. Okay, and while if you create an index, suppose some insert and delete operations, update operations will executing, so it takes somewhat time. Okay, so these are the disadvantages. So this is about indexes.